Well, hello, everybody. Hello from Wisconsin. We are no longer in Michigan. We are in Wisconsin right now. And Medina is sitting right beside me. She is,
Hey.
see her here, right here. She's sitting, we're trying to get this thing straightened out, but we haven't had a chance to put our mics up and do everything like we have been. Hope everybody's good. Um, we are, hello from Minnesota, Lake Superior. Uh, we arrived here this morning, or I guess this morning.
This afternoon.
This afternoon.
Between 2:30
We had a great time staying at the farm in Michigan that right beside a big, huge dairy. They actually.
Tommy enjoyed the smell. Me, not so much.
I don't mind the smell of cows.
Cows. That wasn't what I was smelling.
Well, I don't mind the smell. We used to live on a farm, and the smell was, well, I didn't mind it. So I hope everybody's doing good. I saw before we came on, Zelda, you were talking about some of the psychics supposedly said that they had a spirit with Summer Wells and all this other kind of stuff. I don't have much of a what am I trying to say? I don't have much of a I guess trust in psychics. When I was in law enforcement, I did not use any psychics for anything. Yeah, I love the smell of the farm. And you said you grew up on a large dairy farm. Wow, these people actually milk 400 head a day. They milked it early in the morning and late, and they went about from 7 to 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So, yeah, it was something. Okay, well, we're going to talk about summer, and because the sheriff made a real big deal in Hawkins County there about he wanted to get out at his press conference. He said he wanted to get out the names of the 6 unsolved cases he had that were cold cases, and he said that the Summer Wells case is far from being a cold case, and some of these are unexplained homicides, and I know we don't normally do that, but because of the 6 cases that are unsolved in Hawkins County, I do want to bring those to light, and we'll discuss those first, and then I personally want to discuss some ideas, some things that I looked at today on the Summer Wells case. We'll talk about that. But we're going to talk about the 6 cold cases that he wanted to, and at least put them out there. Said a body of Donna Marie Young, 38, was discovered in 2018 in a mobile home park overflow pond for the Stanley Valley community off of Meadowview Road. A septic pond, but it's not really septic. What is the overflow? Like water from the thing? It's just the overflow. Although the autopsy revealed the cause of death was a heart failure triggered by drug use, Lawson was said is still an active criminal investigation related to who failed to report the death, instead tried to hide her body. So yeah. This one that I'm sure probably was a robbery. Larry Vickers, 49 years old, Rogersville, and that's basically the same area where, the same town as Summer Wells. A car dealership was shot to death on March 31st, 2006 at a car wash that he owned on Main Street, on the far east end of town. in a little bitty town, really. His body was found about 8:40 a.m. locked in the Dodge Ram pickup, which was one gunshot wound to the torso. He was apparently been at the car wash the night before repairing a broken light and probably checking the malfunction in the cash box. The upward trajectory of the bullet path, as well as the droplets of blood found inside the car wash bay, led investigators to theorize that Vickers may have been standing on a ladder changing the light when he was shot by someone standing on the ground. A semi-automatic pistol was found in the Harrison County school bus garage property adjacent to the car wash, where it had apparently been tossed over a security fence. That was strange. One spent shell was jammed in the pistol, and another round was stuck in the gun. So obviously it was an old, probably malfunctioning gun, but why throw it across a fence into a place they work on buses? Why not toss it in the river? But it's probably a robbery gone bad, you know. But it looked like when they have a robberies and stuff, somebody's talking, you know, somebody's going to talk about something. Goes on to say the pistol had no serial number, wasn't known to belong to Vickers. The magazine was found inside the car wash bay in a drainage grate. Vickers' clothing was wet when police discovered him. Several witnesses told police that they had spoken with Vickers on his cell phone at 11 p.m. the day before, and he was discovered dead. The cell phone was never recovered. A receipt from the cash box found in Vickers' possession had 10:54 p.m. printed on it. Vickers' case is being investigated by the Rogersville Police Department. That's bad. This one I think is a missing person here. Can you read tell me what the first part of this, because it's been blocked by.
Okay, hold on. They take on behind you just a little bit.
Okay.
David Wayne Blizzard, 33, of
Sturgeonville.
Yeah.
Sturgeonville? Disappeared on September 30th, 2005. Blizzard mother reported on October 10th, 2005, that she had not seen him since September 30th, when he was at her residence in it may not be Sturgeonville. It's kind of a, I don't know. It's kind of
Surgeonsville.
Surgeonville, something like that. Due to domestic disturbance in which he was involved, he was transported to Walmart on Stone Drive in Kingsport by a Hawkins County deputy. He hasn't been seen since. Blizzard's disappearance has been investigated by both the Kingsport and Hawkins County Police Department. So this guy is a missing person, 33 years old, and this is in 2005. I'd like to know what kind of domestic violence type thing that was involved. And this one, can you read the first name when it comes around to it? I can't.
Yes, sir.
I think it's Nadine.
Nadine Rochelle Rogers, 33, resident at 243 County Line in Churchill, when she disappeared the evening of February 2nd, 2002. Her boyfriend at the time, Robert Wayne Marler, was suspected of killing Rogers. They may not can hear me.
Okay.
Hiding her body after she refused to give him her income tax return.
Well, that's a heck of a thing, though. Accused of murdering her over an income tax return. Said 2 days later, Rogers' mother, Shirley, told the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office that Nadine and Marler had gone to a friend's house in Kingsport a couple of days earlier to drop off her children. Rogers was scheduled to report to work at Cheddar's, I guess it is, in Kingsport on February 2nd, but did not show up. The day Rogers disappeared, Marlar took her car to Mobile, Alabama. He returned to his mother's home in Bloomingdale about a week later, and police were waiting to arrest him on a Sullivan County homicide and robbery charges. Burley claimed that on February 2nd, Rogers left with a group of men for North Carolina, but no one has ever been able to prove those men ever existed. So it sounds like she might have met some type of ill fate with her boyfriend for sure.
Did he cash her check?
I'm not sure about
Because
that.
if he did, that could be.
It says, however, she had hid the money in her home, and after her disappearance, police found it. So, yes, she did. Police believe the money was the motive. Although Marlar was questioned extensively, there wasn't enough evidence to press charges. The Churchill Police Department investigating Rogers' disappearance. And this one, too, is Larry Trent, 47, of Mooresburg, was been missing since February 28, 1997. Trent was last seen at his residence by his sister. She returned the following day, but Trent was nowhere to be found. His vehicle, medication. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning. Excuse me. His vehicle, medication, and personal property were all at the residence. He hasn't been heard from since. So you're talking about, it's 24 years ago. Nobody's ever heard from him again. And this is the last one of the 6. Kenneth Brent Patterson, 28, of I can't say that, Goshen Valley Community. Goshen has been missing since 1986. Let me pull this up here and then I'll put it back down. I can't read it so far. My eyes are watering. The morning, I guess it's the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office responded to a wreck on Goshen Valley Road just south of the Holston River Bridge. The vehicle had been registered to Patterson, was found abandoned in a field, apparently running off the roadway, hitting a ditch, rolling off the roadway, hitting the ditch, rolling over, and coming to rest on its wheels. The vehicle had also been driven into a field after the accident, an apparent attempt to leave the scene, but got stuck on a fence. No blood was found in the vehicle, and Patterson has not been seen or heard from since. Several potential suspects were questioned. Some were cleared, one died, and one is in federal prison for what will be likely to be life on drug and weapon convictions. Anyone with information, please call the Hawkins County Unsolved Cases and ask for an investigator. So, that's a real bad situation. I mean, I could see that several of these cases may never be solved. Oh, me. I've been yawning. I was coming in our last few miles. I was getting sleepy for some reason.
I had to keep throwing ice at him.
Getting sleepy for some reason. I didn't get much sleep last night. But most of these cases, a lot of drugs involved back in that time. They probably, like the last one, he probably got with the wrong crowd. You run off the road and you turn your car upside down, probably doing drugs. I want to talk about Summer Wells again. I found this picture on another uh, website. Apparently, this is the picture that's been going around of the area where they were supposedly planting flowers. And I've yet to think of.
Good Lord.
I've yet to somebody to tell me if for sure or not if the grandmother was out there. I've heard that she was because she gave her a sucker or some candy right after this. But if she was, then how could she have been down on her knee or anything? Because didn't she just have knee surgery? But there's not much of a flower bed or a flower garden that I see. It looks like more or less they were doing it. If she was out there at all, they were doing it for her sake. We also looked at this picture here of her with her head on the milk. I'm not sure when this was taken. She's apparently asleep. There was somebody reported because a bigger picture than this was shown that had a hand in it, had a arm in it. And supposedly the grandmother said, be sure to get your arm up there or something like that.
No, the grandmother said, did I get her with her arm up there? And she said no. And she said, I wanted to get her with her arm up.
Yeah, like it's been staged.
Yeah, like it was staged.
This might go back to the near drowning incident that everybody keeps talking about.
Swimming in the creek.
Swimming in the creek and having a near drowning. If you have a dry drowning, near drowning, delayed drowning, and their mother was talking about smothered,
some people may not know what second drowning.
Well, we talked about that. I think most of everybody that's on there, secondary drowning is when if someone goes underwater and gets a good bit of water in their lungs, and they call it a secondary drowning or dry drowning. They actually, instead of going to the hospital and getting checked out, they go home, and then they actually either expire from having too much water in their lungs. It's called a dry drowning or a secondary drowning. So I'm going to tell you this, if you ever get out and have a near drowning where you're throwing up water or you can't breathe, you're throwing up water, somebody has to CPR on you, or you just throw up a lot of water that you've swallowed, go ahead and have a doctor check you out for a near drowning. Because especially if it's a young child, because they've had many, many, many children die of just go to bed and die in their sleep because they die of a secondary drowning. And I had never heard about that either until I moved down on the coast. But going back to this picture here, a lot of things bothers me about this picture. One is if you are asleep, if the girl was going to go to sleep, somebody brought up the factor is why didn't she? Yeah, there's a lot of seat empty there. Why didn't she just lay down in her seat?
Why is she on the cold milk?
She is in her seatbelt, so maybe her parents want her in her seatbelt. Why does she put her head against the cold milk is two different things. I sleep almost every night with a cold pad on my head, but that is just something I've been doing for a lot of years. I like my head being cold at night. I don't know. I need a pillow. One of those pillows.
Well, there was also when they went by the friend's house, the friend who's like an aunt to her, I think they said, the aunt she said, when I start talking, she always comes to me to get a hug or a kiss or something like that. And she said, that she didn't move when I was talking right there by the car, and she said, I said I was going to go around there and give her a hug, and her mother said, no, not right now, I've got to hurry and get home. She wouldn't even, so she said, I couldn't tell you if she was alive or dead because I didn't touch her.
Well,
and she didn't
she
move.
doesn't appear to be dead from just the coloration of her skin and the fact that she does, her lips are red, and her skin doesn't have the color, or at least they have not been the color of a someone that has been dead for any length of time, you know. But we're looking at a photograph too. Because what does everybody think about that? Do you have any?
They're thanking you for telling them what secondary drowning was because they'd never heard of it.
Never heard of secondary drowning? Yeah, if your child, especially if your child has thrown up water or if CPR or has thrown up water, and I know you're going to say, oh, well, they're okay. They just got a little water down their throat, or they're, if you have any concern, it would help if you call and somewhere and ask them about it. A well-known medical examiner was debunked that she was deceased. Yeah, I don't. She doesn't look like it, but you can't tell from a picture. And also, I don't think she doesn't look deceased, but she could have had what we're talking about, a near drowning experience. Confuses me because a family member said that Kenneth showed him and a video of Summer and her brothers from that day, and that's from the day where. Okay. I don't know. There's so many videos running around here. I saw the video of them swimming. I saw the video supposedly in church on the 9th. I saw her go, and I saw a video where the husband's in church and the mother's asleep, and you could tell she's asleep on the front row, and everybody got up, sang. She just sat there appearing to be asleep, and that when they prayed, the mother had a hoodie on and had the hood pulled up, and she was asleep the whole time. Now, I don't know, maybe she's taking medication, but from the interview I saw, it does look like she is heavily medicated, maybe all the time.
Do you remember when the mom said that they swam in that creek, but it was very dirty? Mm-hmm. Why would you let your kids swim in a dirty creek, for one thing? I mean,
I can't imagine going across the street and going swimming in a creek while you're waiting for a prescription.
Hey, Crystal said that, did you know that secondary drowning can happen even weeks later?
I've heard about it happening a couple of days later, but I haven't heard about it happening weeks later. But yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I didn't know about secondary drowning until I got moved down on the Gulf Coast. And I copied this picture too of the house.
Crystal has 6 kids, so she knows about it.
Wow. I did copy this picture of the house again, and this is the door. Supposedly that the parents are saying that somebody could have run up here and opened the door and stole the child and run out. With all those dogs, especially the ones you see up underneath the house opening is open on that side, and I'm sure that's where the dogs stay. And also the trailer that her mother lived in is right there. I just don't see how that can happen. I really don't. I don't see it. They do have a window in there, but I don't see it. Also, there in this picture, going back to this, in the picture I saw, there's a red vehicle sitting behind them, and I've heard a lot of people say, well, maybe that was the red truck. The vehicle sitting behind them appears to be a Chevrolet. I looked at the whole picture, the original, and there's the emblem on the front. It looks like a Chevrolet, but could be, you know. But the house here,
Martin says the video was supposedly photoshopped by all accounts.
the video of her laying against the milk.
I don't know.
Yeah. My dogs bark if they can see a dog 1,000 yards away. They're really crazy. I'm
blowing it up again.
There and took Summer with knowing, and was an accident.
What?
Yeah, I agree with you, Carrie. I believe that what happened was that it was, I don't believe that the parents didn't wake up that morning and decide, let's kill our kid. I don't think that, or I don't think that at all. I think basically that whatever happened probably was an accident, and that, but it is as messed up as that mother was when she gave that interview, as messed up as she seemed anyway, and if she is is heavily sedated all the time, then she couldn't tell where she went, you know.
Well, today we were listening to something where the dispatcher calls in and got the call. The dispatcher from the first call.
We listened to the dispatch call
Yeah.
that when the deputies were called, and they gave it out as a 4-year-old.
Well, not only
missing.
that, but the mother had gone for a walk.
Yeah, and stated the mother had gone for a walk. And that, there's so many different stories about, what really happened. Did she go to help her mother in her trailer put her knee brace on? Did she go for a walk? Did she, I think probably more than anything, the mother went to, maybe she went out to do something on her own. I've heard rumors, this is rumors, I've heard rumors that maybe she went out to take a drink or to get high or whatever. These are just rumors. No, sorry. Those were just rumors. I don't give rumors much stock, because there's no evidence of that I know of. But I would bet money that that it's not going to be a stranger abduction. I would just bet money on it. And I don't feel like a positive outcome is what this thing is going to have. I don't feel like that it's going to be a great outcome. Yeah, that love wins. I have some ideas of something that may have happened, but it's just looking back at all the cases that I've seen in the past. I think the police are going to be looking closer to home. I just think it's 1,000,000 to 1 odds that she left the house and went into the woods. I'd say 1,000,000 to 1. I'd say it is probably a greater odds of there being some type of an accident, her accidentally being deceased for however reasons, and in my opinion, if there was an accident like that maybe it had been attempted to be covered up, and that's where the second crime comes into effect.
Suzanne Thompson said, I think Summer and Rose case will be solved together. Same suspect. That's
I don't know that to be true. I believe I believe that possibility. Let's just look at a couple of things. All right, say there was a near drowning at the water, and these people didn't know what a near drowning was, and just considered, well, they just got some water down the throat and got choked up, and say they suffocate and die, and they come in and panic because maybe the mother is messed up on some type of drugs, or even even doctor prescribed medication. If you take too much of it, or if you've taken a lot of it, then you can be seriously impaired. I think it is highly unlikely that she was abducted, in my opinion. Of course, I don't know what the police know, but the driveway goes up there and circles around these houses, and I just don't believe somebody runs up there and grabs her and takes her off with dogs, with the mother wherever she was, the grandmother in the trailer, the chance of the husband coming home. I just don't.
I agree, Carrie. Read what Carrie says.
Okay, let's put it up there. Most kids grow up in the country like that, usually know their surroundings and know where they should and shouldn't go. I'd go explore with my dad and always showed me where and how to get home. Exactly. I mean, we had a little where did I get that? We had a little woods out behind our house that I grew up at, and I'd been all over that woods. I mean, I could tell you every back road and where everything was. But I knew too, I better be home by dark, you know. Um, I think the one that was with her in the interview, is that Don you're talking about? I think he's trying to protect his wife from being whatever, Yeah, we saw a lot of Bigfoot signs. Watch out for Bigfoot. I saw a T-shirt too. It said, "Be like Bigfoot. Don't leave anything behind in the forest." Um,
Don said Somerset.
Somerset went down the dog trail, not their road, and that's where the police reached it to, and goes down to Ben Hill Road. Are you familiar with that area, or are you just getting something you're reading from, or um, the dogs tracked to the mailbox? Is that what I understand?
It's happening so fast.
Brett, I do not believe that she was abducted. That's just my opinion. I mean, I don't believe that you could run past. One is, how would
15 dogs.
Here's the thing, and we talked about the other day, Brett. One is, how did the person that abducted her know that she was in the basement? That's one question. Two, how do you get through 15 dogs without them barking? I don't care if you know those dogs. Even my dog, if I coming up the driveway and he doesn't or she doesn't recognize me, she'll bark at me in my own driveway. You know? Two, that's two. Three, the driveway only goes to their house. It's deserted out there. And the mother, four is the grandmother's in the trailer in the front yard, and the mother's out walking or doing whatever. So you're not going to convince me that she was abducted. I just don't believe. I don't believe that. I don't believe it's happening.
That's what Boomer said.
What is that?
Boomer said, I think she just wandered off.
I mean, she went down to the basement to play with her toys. How far could she wander off barefooted? Because that type of terrain out there, I've been in that area of that country, and not in that specific town, but we traveled all over the northwestern part of the state. It's rocky, it's hilly. You just can't wander off. I don't think she did. At 5 years old, too. And she went down there to play with her toys. I don't think she just opened the door and wandered off. You won't convince me of that one.
Brittany said, wouldn't they have found her body if she'd wandered off?
They probably would have by now. She
Martin
had
said, I don't
gone
believe
far, barefoot or not, 10 feet into those trees, and she wouldn't be able to see anything.
Martin said, I don't believe she ever got out of the car at the home.
Yeah, there's a lot I would have liked to know. Here, I saw the picture, and I saw a little video of this kid, looked like 15 or 16, that was supposedly swimming with her down there. I didn't see the mother anywhere. And none of that video did I see the mother. And I'm wondering if the mother was even down there.
Boomer said, and those hills are full of old wells and mines and sinkholes.
I'm telling you, though, she's not going to leave the bottom where her toys are, walk out the door, and walk into the woods with nobody knowing where she's going. She could do that any other time. She could be out in the front yard playing with the dogs and walk into the woods. I just do not see that. I really don't. Those mountains too around where they live, it's not like the nice little wooded areas that you walk in. I mean, these things got boulders, rocks, everything. And where would she want to go? I mean, you know what I mean? I just don't see that happening. Especially you have donuts. You wouldn't let me buy but one donut the other day on the island.
Well, I said for me. I'm not talking about for you.
Okay.
She had a goose egg lump on her head. Okay, wait a minute. Somebody said there.
St. Thomas. At first, I judged for their stereotype hillbillies, temperance, the poor grammar, lack of their morals, values, crime history, alleged drunkenness doesn't make them culpable. Yes, it does. But I'm going to tell you, I don't judge them for being poor, because there's a lot of good poor people that are just trying to make it. And I understand what you're saying, but they kind of like live by the sword. She was obviously intoxicated on something. She did the interview. There's pictures of alcoholic beverages being consumed. That whole area up in there is notorious for drugs, opiates, and meth. it's just a lot of things. They don't impress me as being awfully responsible parents. Uh, you know, when she says, I'm going out for a walk or I'll be back in 2 minutes, apparently she was gone longer than 2 minutes for a girl to be missing like it is. There's so much misrepresentation in this that I'm sure that
They said something
you
about
know
cadaver dogs were on the property today. Somebody saw that on YouTube.
I would love to know if they were or not.
Love Win said, notice I ended the sentences with question marks.
Yeah,
So we're all questioning.
I'm questioning it too. Yeah, and listen, I have been around people in the same um, demographics and um, the same type of lifestyle, and you know, I've questioned everything about this case. I personally think they need to be looking closer to home
Martin
for the
says,
disappearance myself, but
Martin
that's my
said,
opinion.
I don't believe it was murder, but total neglect and cover up.
Yeah, I think that is possibility. I would think that you're probably right on hit the nail on the head. A lot of if you're so messed up, if a person is so messed up on either prescription drugs or illegal drugs, that and you let your child go swimming in a creek, or you let your child something happen to you, then um, it is at the very least uh, criminal negligence. I after watching that interview, I'm hoping and praying that that is one little incident, that she doesn't be just like that all the time. But then you watch the video of her sleeping in church. That's another thing. The dogs would have gone running for their lives if Sasquatch grabbed Summer, and they would have heard the dogs making ruckus. Yeah, I don't believe it was Sasquatch. I have heard some weird things in the woods before, though. I'm sorry, you're lagging. Um, you know, um, the biggest thing, if this girl would have disappeared somewhere they had long pastures, like horses and long pastures. Sure, I've heard of kids wandering off and being found 10 miles away, and you think, well, how could they do that? It's easy. They just walk down through there.
But would they be grieving over her death even if they caused it? That's why I wonder if they know she's still alive and given to someone.
I
don't think they would
don't
give her
think
away.
I'd give her away. I think it's something else. See what you wrote here. Now, methamphetamine is involved in other poisonous drugs, perhaps even the prescription kind of opiates, whatever they're called danger. Yeah, well, I tell you, your opiates like your Oxycontin, lower tab Oxycontin, hydrocodones, all of those, um, they can be highly addictive. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm prescribed hydrocodone or Norco for my back issue, and I'm not addicted. I take them only when I absolutely need to. But I have worked cases where people take 20 a day, and take 4 or 5 oxys a day. So yeah, or they shoot Oxycontin.
Go back up a little bit. There was one up there. Keep going. That one right there, Boomer.
The Sasquatch theory is good one too. Remember the little boy a few years ago that went missing, found a few days later saying a bear had taken care of him? Yeah, hey, I'm not doubting anything. I doubt the Sasquatch theory has is in this case though. But I've stayed in the woods a lot, camped a lot by myself and with other people in the woods growing up, and I never saw a Sasquatch.
Listen,
I'd like to see one.
if he saw a Sasquatch, I'd ask him what he's smoking.
Yeah, I personally would love to see one.
How far away
Now
from?
the friends, I'd like to see one any distance. Let's see what you're saying. Let's see here.
Know the friends you keep. Birds of a feather flock together. Could it be problematic for some, or perhaps alleged drug trafficking and sexual predators stopping by and hanging out?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I don't think personally that this what you're talking about there is what it's about. I think if nothing else, it's going to be an accidental death. I really do.
Brittany said, "Careful what you wish for."
What do you mean?
Because you said you.
Oh, see Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I don't want you to think I'm crazy, but I've seen things like UFOs. I've seen a UFO before. I don't know what it was, but I had actually somebody with me at the time that saw it too. We were both police officers, so I'm not just talking crazy talk. But I've never seen Sasquatch, but I'd love to see one. Bigfoot was abducted by aliens. Okay.
There you go.
UFOs, Bigfoot have to be related. Maybe.
Hillbilly heroin. What is hillbilly heroin?
Well, hillbilly heroin is most likely what you're talking about, oxys and stuff, I would think. You know, Dilaudid is another drug that they make it in K1234, and it is synthetic heroin. Yeah, meth. Meth is of course homemade drugs, and the stronger meth is come from Mexico and super labs like in Atlanta. Fentanyl is another drug. This is actually a drug used for cancer patients, but it's abused just like any of the others do. And they'll even take the fentanyl patches and the used ones and chew on them to get themselves high. And that can even OD. You can actually OD from that also. I'm just showing my internet maybe not strong here. I'm going to go over to my...
You're buffering. I mean, you're not buffering. You're doing good.
Okay, I'm going to go... Here I am. I'm back.
Oh, you really did disappear.
So your 1-year-old said absolutely. That's great. I love it. What's his name? What's your 1-year-old's name? I'll say it. You froze. Spoken too soon. We are enjoying our never-ending road trip.
I don't know what I did.
Make it. There I am.
No, it wasn't that. Okay.
So UFO, whether extraterrestrial or perhaps re-engineered by a corporation. Well, Love Winds, I can tell you my UFO experience. I've seen 2 UFOs, actually 3, but I was with another police officer at the time, and I can't explain it what it was. It moved faster than anything I've ever seen before. and one of them was hovering over a wooded area. It looks like the sun was shining on the ground. It was just strange. But I'm not doubting it's something in the military. Thank you, Linda. But, you know,
Mr. Thomas, I had a straight up encounter. I'll tell you in private. I have 3 witnesses.
yeah, I'd love to hear about that.
Betty Spaghetti's
I would love
here.
to hear about that.
Betty Spaghetti's here.
Great.
I would like to have some good spaghetti about right now. I saw 60 Minutes
Yeah,
Australia.
salt bass. Yeah, you know, salt bass also are like spice. That what it is it's they call it synthetic marijuana. Very, very dangerous.
Ah, Brittany, I wish I was at your house.
Yeah,
I love anything
Norco,
Italian.
Lortab, etc. I take Norco for my back, but it's not. I don't take it like every day. I don't take enough that's gonna make me addictive or anything.
Yeah, we're on a lifelong road trip. We've done 5,000 of the 1 million miles.
Yeah.
And
And I'm scrolling across the bottom. If you have not been to our RV channel, please go. It's the number 1 million mile road trip, and you can go. And you can go over and subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you subscribe to
tell them
our
about the
channel.
leprechaun.
The leprechaun. Do you see the leprechaun in the tree in Mobile, Alabama? Yeah. Putting
That
their
was
stickers on the
hilarious.
book and coloring pencils. Sitting listening to beautiful people teaching my gorgeous 2-year-old awesome.
Hey, if you get a chance, go to YouTube and type in Mobile leprechaun.
Yeah,
and
Mobile,
watch,
Alabama leprechaun.
And watch
those people.
Watch that video.
They actually had to cut down the tree.
Yeah.
Because they were having so many people stop around the tree and look up and say they saw the leprechaun. And they interviewed one guy, and he said, I think these people been smoking too much crack.
It was hilarious.
It was funny. But yeah, I would love to hear about your experience.
Betty, don't wait for someday. Do it now.
Yeah, go over to our
enjoying it.
channel. And let me show you this, because we are trying to build up our thing. This is the logo for our channel right here. It's called the 1 million mile road trip, and I'm going to show you a picture from our last trip to one of my favorite places on earth. It's the Grand Tetons.
Oh, I love the Grand Tetons.
This is the Grand. I took this picture, and I haven't done any photoing, Lightroom, or changing anything, so it doesn't look the greatest in the world. But that is a picture of the Grand Tetons in Wyoming, just south of Yellowstone. It is one of my favorite places in the whole world.
Y'all need to meet us there one day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a very, very good place, and I love it there. Absolutely.
And when
love
you
it.
see those mountains, you know that there is a God. If you ever doubted it, go see those mountains. There is a God.
Yeah, and if you would go over, it's the number 1 million mile road trip on YouTube, and I think one of our moderators may even have the link, and where they could pull it up for you, and you could go over there and look at it. We would appreciate it if you would go over and subscribe. That would be awesome.
We got a Cherokee girl on here.
Cherokee girl, are you Native American descent?
She subbed. She went and subbed our channel. Thank you.
Great, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we went to Cody, Wyoming.
We did go through Cody on our
Didn't
way
we?
to the. We did go through Cody because we were on our way to the Black Hills at
But
that
didn't
time.
we stay at didn't we stay at a state park in Cody?
Not in Cody.
Are you sure? Isn't that where we fed the donkeys? Or was
No,
that
that
just
was
where
in
I
the
fed
Black.
you?
That was in the Black Hills. We're in the Black Hills where you fed
I
the
knew
donkeys.
we fed the donkeys. That
Yeah.
must have been when I fed you.
Yeah, you've been keep touching my arm though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
my
Yeah,
arm
can they
is-
see it?
I don't know if y'all can see my arm or not.
Can y'all see that big old
That-
bruise?
That bruise on my arm,
Look at that. Ugh.
that was from my fall. And I have another bruise on my leg from my fall. I could show you that one, but I'd have to download it. And
X-ray.
no, I mean it's you can tell where it's at, but I did hurt myself. I might be able to show you that one. Let me see.
Are you not working?
I can't get my photos to download for some reason.
Oh, I see.
Oh man. Let me see if I can show you this. Can't show you this. I don't know why that is. Oh, hold on a minute.
Amen, Crystal.
Yeah. I don't want to gross you out or nothing, but I can't get my.
Y'all done got them scary stuff on there for me, them aliens and stuff.
I can't get my.
Thanks, Linda.
My.
Thanks, Rhonda.
I can't get my photo to open up, but it hurts. I'm sore all over. I call that the old man disease because it when you fall, everything just it just hurts all over. Thanks, Rhonda. I do appreciate you putting that link up there. If y'all could go over and subscribe, we'd appreciate it. We got a lot of good stuff. We're showing a lot of places we've been, and we're showing a lot of things we're doing, like these harvest host, and it's just something neat to go to. Yeah, they did. Love Wins, I really appreciate the mods doing that. We do appreciate everybody that joins as a member. It's a small way to help you support the channel, but it doesn't matter. We'll be here no matter what happens. Chris, not Chuck Norris. I like that. Let me see.
I wanted to know where we are. We're in Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're in Wisconsin near Milwaukee.
Gonna go
Currently.
to the. Hey, y'all, have you heard of yeah, okay. Have y'all heard of chocolate cheese? Because we're gonna get some chocolate cheese, and we will show it to you. It tastes just like fudge, but it's chocolate. So I think that's better for you.
Nuts in it too.
Yeah, it's got walnuts or pecans or something. I would think cheese would be better for you than fudge, wouldn't you?
Yeah, cheese is not fattening. Doesn't have any carbs.
So
in
we
it.
can eat it all.
What they tell me, you don't have
Okay,
carbs
we'll eat
in
a
it.
pound of it, and we'll show y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eat it with beer? I don't think so. I don't like beer. Beer tastes like what armpit smells like to me.
I used to drink beer all the time. I can't drink any alcoholic beverages anymore because of medicine I'm taking. The doctor don't like it. From cheese, get a migraine from cheese, Maui? And I do get a headache from chocolate, but would I get it from cheese, chocolate cheese? That might be true. I'll have to.
Oh, that means I have to eat the whole pound myself. Like you ate the whole pound of peanut butter fudge by
Well, the
yourself?
peanut butter fudge is good. I love peanut butter fudge. Now, fudge is fattening,
Yeah,
but I
fudge
wonder
is
if
fattening.
peanut butter fudge cheese.
Peanut butter fudge cheese.
Cheese and chocolate.
I don't think they
Maui,
have that.
you're probably right. It probably does have cheese.
But I
and
could not
chocolate.
drink beer. The only time I can drink beer is if I've got a kidney stone and I hold my nose and turn it up and drink it real fast. Because honestly, y'all, every beer I've ever tasted except for one tasted like what an armpit smells like to me.
You
Ugh.
haven't had a good beer. And I used to drink beer, especially if I was working outside.
I had the grapefruit
one or
beer that our
two.
daughter brought me. I like.
Yeah, you like that.
I like the grapefruit beer.
But I can't drink alcohol anymore because I haven't drank over a glass of wine in 30 years.
Well, we're not drinkers.
No, we're not drinkers.
We're really not. I mean, you know, and the Bible says, "Don't be drunk." I believe
I
that's
drank.
drunk.
I
that means
used to
being
drink
drunk.
enough sweet tea to float a battleship, but since that promotes kidney stones, I've slowed down on it too. I drink. My favorite drink right now is diet root beer. That's my favorite drink. That is it. Okay, girls and boys. We do have a few boys on here.
I think you have men and women.
Men and women.
Beautiful children
I
of
am,
God.
Yes, and we are very glad that y'all stopped in tonight and spend your night with us.
Aren't we going to Maryland this year?
I don't know. We're going
We're going to Maine.
We're going to Maine and everything in between. So probably.
Well, the good Lord willing, we're going to Maine.
I got a Maine lobster on my mind.
Barry's in court next week.
Good. We'll keep up with that for sure. Hopefully, we'll be able to tape the actual proceeding too for people that do not have it or can't get it. Please go over and subscribe to our other channel, though we are trying to build that other channel. We're stuck a little bit under 600.
Meredith, do not say never. Because,
I think.
Hey, read what Meredith said. Go back up. Where's Meredith? Maybe it's down.
Maui, I think he's in court on a preliminary hearing. I think that is what.
Meredith.
I love to be able to go to the RV, hit the road, but unfortunately, not in this lifetime. Cost too much alone. With my service dog, it's my dream. Well,
Meredith, there are
ways to do that.
Yep.
And you can even just a small RV, even, you don't have to be huge. What kind of service dog do you have, Meredith? We love all animals.
Never say never. If it's your dream and God's put that dream in your heart, He will make it happen. You just have to step out and believe.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I took a psychology class once when I was getting my degree, and my psychology teacher said that 95% of all the people that write their dreams down in their lifetime accomplish them. 95%. That's pretty good. And I don't know if it's because it does something in the mind to put that dream put it in writing, but 95% of the people that write it down accomplish it. And that's why I write down all of my really good dreams. Like I want to accomplish type that, and I could say, I'm not talking about, oh, I wish I could learn to fly or something like that. I'm talking about physically fly, but you know what I'm saying? You have a 21 Toyota Winnebago Warrior RV, 6-cylinder, very economical and reliable.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hey, there are people living in vans.
Yeah, they'll fix a van up and live in there. A lot of people are doing that.
But Meredith, you can do it, and you can start a YouTube channel, you and your service dog. People love animals. They love seeing the animals out enjoying themselves. And I tell you, you could start a YouTube channel and have people, follow you around.
Yeah, and it's not, labs. Yeah, labs are.
I told her
we have a lab. Yeah,
she wanted to get a dog.
Lab's a great dog. Yeah, I don't dig mice or snakes. I haven't seen any on any of the trips we've been. I did see one snake. I got out of the overlook in Utah or somewhere like that, and it had a sign that said "Beware of snakes," and I thought snakes. And I looked down, and there was a rattlesnake 3 or 4 feet from my foot. So from then on, I gave them plenty of room.
You should have the picture of Lauren.
Yeah. You read what Love Wins said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to go, and we will see you back here on Tuesday.
And
unless
we'll be,
something major happens and like they find Summer or some arrests have been made, we'll come back with you. We publish a video on our other channel, on the RV channel, on Sunday. It lasts somewhere around between 10 and 20 minutes. And we are going to do some live feeds on that channel, and we're trying to build it up. So I'd appreciate it if you would go over and subscribe.
and share it
Really,
if you like
share it if you like it, for sure. We love y'all, and I hope y'all all have a great night.
You got a video to show?
Good night. I do not have a video to show.
Oh man, y'all haven't seen me. You know what? Somebody asked us about Moses, so
All
we
right.
gotta.
We do have this video of Moses, the one on the door.
That one. Well, okay, but
Okay.
Moses. Okay, can y'all see these little feet that keep popping out from under there? Watch. But this is how we keep him safe. Come here, Moses. Come here, Moses. Cause see his hair. I'm sorry, I almost got your tail, didn't I? Come here. Come here. Let's show them what you did last time. Let's show them. He got underneath the recliner, and look at what he did. I mean, just tore his hair out. So yeah, he gets put in the bathroom now. Ain't that right, Maggie? Moses has to go to the bathroom.